When I was in college, I was a Youth for Christ director and had a once-a-month rally. One of the best tools that I used in that ministry was a movie called Venture for Victory. It was a basketball team, the first basketball team, who used a sport as a ministry, could get into countries that wouldn't allow missionaries to come in, and would share the gospel at halftime. I loved it, my students loved it, and I held the people, the basketball players, since I love basketball, I held them in high regard, and later was thrilled when one of those players on that movie came to Multnomah as the missions prof. I am, of course, referring to both Norm and Muriel Cook. I called him Stormin Norman. He knew the illusion. It was from a Detroit Tiger, Norm Cash, that we called Stormin Norman. But when you would hear his missionary stories, and sometimes going across a whole island from tribe to tribe, sharing the gospel, staying in a tent at night, and going the next day and the next day, you go, that's Stormin Norman with the gospel in his back pocket. And he was my hero not only because he was great at basketball, but to hear the way he shared the gospel. At a later time, I was hoping to start a missions endowment, and of course, Norm and Muriel Cook came to mind. So I asked him, if we created an endowment, and what the endowment earned each year would help to send out faculty on short-term mission, would you be willing to give your mailing list so we could send it to them and say we want to honor Norm and Muriel Cook with a scholarship that's missions related? And of course, they're excited. They were excited about anything that was missions related. And I knew his supporters would love and say, that fits them perfectly. So gifts came in, and the Norm and Muriel Cook Endowment grew. At first, it sent faculty overseas. Second, we had more money. We were sending staff, and pretty soon, it was sending anybody in the school who wanted to go out. And we had a model in the very name. When I became academic dean, I said publicly, I want to be the most missions-minded academic dean in the country. I think most people just thought it was something to say that sounded good, but not Norman Cook. Soon as that meeting was over, Norman got in my face and he said, I heard that. I'm holding you to it. You need to be the most missions-minded academic dean in the country. And I said, of course, Norm, you do know that most academic deans aren't even thinking about that. It may not be that hard. And he said, well, I'm holding you to it anyway. And if you were on campus and saw Norm and Muriel Cook hand in hand walking across campus, you said to yourself, marriage works. And someday, I think many a student said, I'd like a marriage like that.